Hey Aries, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Gemini, full moon reading. So let's dive into your cards, Aries, and see what message Spirit has for you this Gemini full moon. And by the way, don't forget to check out your rising and moon signs for some deeper insights. And if you're curious, any of the other aspects as well, Venus, North Node, you know the drill. So Aries, your message from the universe, the moon, I don't know why, but the first word that came through was digestion. So I feel like whether that's your actual physical digestion with your stomach, your belly, or whether it's that you're digesting certain thoughts, certain vibes, with the moon that speaks to intuition, this is going to be a time not to rush or jump to conclusions, especially, but to follow your intuition, allow your intuition to guide you. And maybe this is going to be a time when you're getting a lot of downloads, okay, from spirit. So what's being brought into your awareness? I'm hearing the truth, Ace of Swords. Truth is being brought into your awareness, Aries. I don't know. Okay, spirit, even decisions, certain decisions, maybe there's some decisions that are going to be significant for you to make, and so anywhere that you've been experiencing any kind of conflict, allow your intuition to decide to guide you when you are making certain decisions right now. All right, and it's clarity of truth as well, truth being brought to light, clarity of truth. Things may be a little bit deceptive right now because the moon, as you know, where things are in the dark and there's a bit of an unknown. And so you just sort of have to, I'm hearing, use your wits about you or something. Keep your wits about you, I suppose. What are you potentially revisiting here? Wow, okay, so the Two of Swords, uncertainty, being stuck, feeling indecisive, not knowing which direction to place your focus or what to do. So again, we're going to go back to this energy of that Ace of Swords, and I don't know why, but I'm also hearing, it's sometimes it is what you see is what you get. But with this moon energy present, I almost feel like make sure that you're not deceiving yourself. Make sure that you aren't, like remove the blindfolds where if there is a situation where you're kind of maybe trying to ignore something or just show, you know what I mean, where it's kind of like you got to bring something is wanting to come up to the surface, and it may not be, you're not needing to force it up to the surface, but that's where, when I was saying taking things slowly, not jumping to conclusions, and navigating through your vibes, through your intuition, and not so much as how should I put this, it's like however certain you are, I almost want to say, yes, if it's your gut speaking to you, trust it, make your decisions in that kind of a regard. And I'm hearing like maybe you can do no wrong. So let's get you some guidance, some advice here. Oh my goodness, look at these swords around you, Aries. Things are in development right now. So again, there is no need to rush, but allow something, the situation, whatever the case may be, allow it the space to develop, okay? Allow yourself, allow for the situation to reveal, like for the steps to reveal themselves. And hence, again, I'm sorry to be repetitive, but again, not jumping to conclusions, okay? Not just rushing through something, but allowing yourself, allowing whatever it is that you're experiencing or going through time to digest, time to metamorphosis, to transform, to be revealed, to go from one state of being to another, kind of like the phases of the moon here. There is this eclipsing energy present in this Two of Swords, which is like, is it night? Is it day? We don't really know yet. And so, allow for the natural cycle and flow of things to guide you, in other words, all right? So what is your soul craving for downtime? What is an outcome energy? Be brave. Father of Cups, stand in your emotional power and intuition. Sometimes with this Ace of Swords, it is that reminder to be like clear and independent in your own mind, in your own thoughts, thinking for yourself type thing. Father of Cups energy, in terms of, again, what downtime your soul is craving. I feel like it is. It's moving past your fears, getting a hold of your emotions. So any emotional insecurity or uncertainty with that moon energy, knowing that you can navigate your way, get through from, one end of things to the other very successfully. But it's about taking control of your emotions, because that's that King of Cups. Doesn't let the emotions control him. He can, in other words, has that ability. It's almost like when you're in a conversation with someone, I don't want to say emotional manipulation, but there's a very sort of, there's a guiding energy, a healing energy that at best, all right, the King of Cups exudes and can really put people at ease, especially when there's a lot of uncertainty that's flowing around. And so this really starts all from the inside out. There's this big thing about gut. And so if you had, again, if you have like an actual upset stomach, or if there's a lot of nervousness or tension going on internally, that's like, oh man, I don't know, you're gonna get through it, all right? And so part of it is, even though the path is not entirely clear yet, trust your instincts. Again, trust your gut. That's the biggest thing, okay, Aries? So don't forget to book your session with us, girlandhermoon.com. We've got live sessions, pre-recorded sessions, you know the deal. But otherwise, take care and have a blessed Gemini full moon. Hello, Taurus. Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Gemini full moon reading. Let's see what we see for you, Taurus, in this Gemini full moon. Got some cards popping out. We got the Emperor and the Ace of Cups, nice energies. We got that Aries energy showing up and that Ace of Cups for new beginnings. So you may be holding steady and looking forward to the new cycles that are going to be underway, or at least some healing energies to, if you've been feeling a little stuck, frozen, even like, I don't know, the word rigid is coming to mind because of the Emperor energy. This sign that we get with the Ace of Cups is just opening to the heart, trusting in your heart. And the Chariot, there's a balance right now, taking control. You may be thinking about traveling, planning traveling. We're actually traveling as we speak here. Things may feel like they're in a state of motion, even if you are standing still. And so I feel like, again, with that Emperor energy, the Ace of Cups, again, I'm just hearing, listen to your heart. Maybe you need to maintain and sustain the status quo for now, but let your heart guide you, all right, where it counts. All right, your message from the universe, what you need to hear is 7 of Wands. Don't give up. Okay, pursue your passions is part of what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing with the 7 of Wands. This is also an energy that is guiding you to stand your ground, stand in your truth. Try not to be too in a hurry, all right? We want to be well prepared, not ill prepared, as we're moving forward. And I guess that's also kind of giving me those vibes from the Emperor, right? And as well as the Chariot, because the Chariot is a 7 energy, or 7 number, I believe. We have that 7 of Wands. So tune out the external distractions, follow your truth, all right? Listen to your heart. Stand your ground where it counts, where it matters. You may need to push through to get to the other side, but you can do it. And this is encouraging you not to back down from what you want. So what's being brought into your awareness here? The Hangman. Look at things, look at yourself from a different perspective. I almost want to say, like, protect your ideas or protect yourself where it counts, in terms of your energy, in terms of what you're giving to others, right? You want to make sure, like, when we're looking at things from a different perspective, it's like, is it balanced? Is it fair? Am I getting a true return on my investment? Am I really seeing my value being represented and respected here? Okay. What do you need to revisit potentially? Anywhere that there's been some disappointments, we're going to be working on recovering from those disappointments, healing from those disappointments. Pisces energy, let me not forget with the Hangman here. And don't forget also with the Hangman, you want to recognize where you may be keeping yourself in suspense, where you're holding back and you don't need to hold back. So it's always a balance. I always got to talk about the balance of things, right? Like here, we don't want to be too in a hurry. We want to be prepared. But when it comes time, like with the bat's not just going to go and fly out in midday, especially when it's a nocturnal creature. Its time will come. Your time will come, Taurus, okay? That's what I'm hearing. And so it's not over, all right? Your dreams, the things that bring you joy and fulfillment, there's still more ahead. That this is going to be a time where you're just needing to sort of slow down. And I don't know why, but, and forgive me for like this analogy, but I'm hearing, you may feel like you're needing to like lick your wounds a little bit, but you're gonna get there. All right, this is like things that it's not necessarily, oh, something didn't work out, and I don't know, I'm hearing it again, certain disappointments that you may be acknowledging, but trying to remember not to dwell for too long, because there's still more ahead. There's good that's ahead of you for sure. Okay, for sure. Let's get some advice here. Look at that, Leo energy, the Sun card. So if you've got any of these placements again in your chart, or that are even personalities around you, especially if it's in your chart, I encourage you to look at that signs reading as well for some deeper insights. Moon, rising, and then I always like to throw in Venus or North Node. But advice for a smooth full moon, the Sun. Focus on your joys. Focus on your free will, empowerment. And I feel like, look at, it's like with the dark into the light. Step out. Follow your bliss, spread your wings and fly. Look into what gives you energy. Who are you spending time with? What are you giving your time to? This is going to be your time to shine, is also what I'm hearing. So take a moment, all right, to really, even like if it literally is that you've been cooped up, get out, get some fresh air, step out into the sunshine. Hopefully you have some nice sunshine, because I know in the northern hemisphere it's like that winter, and depending on where you are, it's like super cold, right? Maybe even have some snow. But again, if you've been cooped up, get some sunlight, get some vitamin D even, okay? All right, what is your soul craving? What kind of downtime? What kind of vacay? Mother of Swords. Okay, so I'm hearing detachment, indifference in terms of being emotional or emotionally swayed. Seeing things yourself and others for what they are. This is also going to be a time to gather information, or at least to apply the information that you already have, putting things together, getting organized. This is a time to also remember to have compassion. You may be feeling like, I got my sword, I'm just going to tell it like it is. And you know what? You go on. Okay, you go on, you tell it like it is. But try to just think about the not, I guess, aftermath, but like what happens after that. And so that's where, I feel like I'm being drawn to this hawk energy of looking at the details of things, getting details, gathering information, yes, doing your research where it matters for the purpose of preparing for the next phases. All right, we may not be taking major steps right now. I mean, you may, if and where it counts. But for now, it's really about observation and preparation. Okay, so Taurus, as I mentioned, don't forget to dive into your other aspects, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, if it suits you, where it resonates. And of course, schedule your session with us, girlandourmoon.com. We have live sessions, including the pre-recorded. So hope to see you soon. Take care. Hey Gemini, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Gemini full moon reading. So it is your full moon, Gemini. Let's see what insights are coming through for you this full moon. And as I always do, don't forget to check out your rising and moon signs, especially for deeper insights. But if you are interested in also exploring your other aspects, I do like to add in Venus and North Node as well. You never know, right? You never know. So Gemini, let's see what we see here for you. Okay. First up, your message from the universe. Look at you, 10 of Pentacles. So house, home, just I feel like this energy of fulfillment from, the ground up. So whether it's your actual material wealth and, what you've managed to accomplish, to build and for yourself, whether it's your health as well, physically speaking, I feel like this is going to be a really, really nice time for you to feel good about how far you've come. what you've managed to create for yourself and your life thus far. I feel like there, you're definitely going to be likely in good company too, Gemini. All right. So I mean, I'm getting this focus of house and home and being in a position to really feel good about the future, your future security, your future stability, and sharing in on that. All right. I don't know why, but I'm also hearing that relationships and connections may be very significant for you this time. And you're going to be, I don't know, I encourage and I hope for you rather that this full moon, like, I mean, I would hope this for everybody, but since the Ten of Pentacles is showing up for you, Gemini, I do hope that you're feeling very grounded, very positive and optimistic about, past, present, and future, because the 10 is that cycles, right? Endings and beginnings. So things are coming full circle for you in a very big way. Let's see what's being brought into your awareness. Mother of Wands, so a feeling of security. Okay, this could be about just because fire is life force. So, and I did speak to your physical health and well-being. So if it's energy levels too, feeling a lot better. Maybe it's like I said, this thing about things coming full circle. Maybe you've been having to put some work into some self-healing, whether it's, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, maybe all of the things. Okay. But you should really be getting that spark back is what I'm hearing here for you, Gemini. And I really like that energy for you. Again, because we've got this serpent, Mother Wands, coiling around the eggs here. I feel that this is also about your future investments. And we spoke about future stability and security, future successes, and by acknowledging the successes that you've managed to co-create, to manifest, and to even maintain and sustain in the here and now. Let's see what you might be revisiting. The Emperor. Okay, so this is leadership energy. There's a lot of this message that I'm picking up on about the future. Okay. The Emperor is very much considerate about the domino effect, and just because you can doesn't necessarily mean that you should. And so there may be this sort of tone or this message of protecting your assets, or at least being mindful to what what your assets actually are. It could be, wealth, health, future plans, and just a number of things. Assets, it's not just about money. Yes, it could be physical things that you've acquired, but I do feel that there's a lot of this energy about your energy, this message about your energy, your own personal energy, your vision for what you are putting your energy into, what you're co-creating and manifesting, and this feeling of protecting what's yours, and protecting, your future by securing it. Okay. And so that Emperor energy is really about stepping into that sense of responsibility for the future. Okay. Advice for a smooth full moon here. Daughter of Cups. So a little bit of levity, because I know that that's like what you're all about too, right? Is just looking at the brighter side, the lighter side, childlike play coming through with this Daughter of Cups, Page of Cups. Be open to the messages. I'm even hearing be open to possible invitations, because that's, pages are messengers, and you may receive like an invitation, like a gathering, and it may be time for celebration. And so, I also get, because of this childlike energy, again, I don't know why, Gemini, but just huge, just synchronicities with the future, or rather, just repetition, if I can get the word out, about focusing on the future, and but being in a place where you can feel good about it. All right. And again, with this Daughter of Cups, the Page of Cups, having fun. Having fun, let your hair down. While you may be feeling a little bit vulnerable at times, this is the time to lean into your softer side, okay? And as I was saying, like that lighter and brighter side of things. So what sort of downtime, what kind of break is your soul craving? Four of Wands, relationships, connections, seeing things from a brighter, more foundational perspective. As you're opening up to the new cycles, there's definitely going to be this... what's the word? Influence, I suppose. Is that the right word? Am I going in the right direction? Influence, perspective of knowing what you want is what I'm hearing. Like getting clarity over, okay, I've been, working toward this. I've been putting feelers out about that. Now things are starting to come together. You're creating oh my goodness, Spirit is having me like with these double words here. Gemini, what's up? Maybe you're having a similar experience, but with the four, it's foundations here. So a vision of the future is coming together, a vision of what it is that you're wanting, what you've been holding space for. It is coming together, Gemini. So don't forget to check out again your moon, rising, maybe even your Venus, North Node. I always like to add that in there. And schedule your session with us, girlandhermoon.com. We are here for you live as well as pre-recorded. Have a blessed and bright full moon, Gemini. Until next time. Hey Cancer, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Gemini full moon reading. Cancer, let's dive into the cards here, see what we see. And just remember to check out your rising and moon signs, especially deeper insights. And if you're interested in exploring it further, your other aspects, I always like to add in Venus and North Node. But nevertheless, Cancer, let's see what we see. Okay, we got 10 of Pentacles showing up, house and home, your wealth, your prosperity, things really coming together. It's 6 of Cups, kind of wanted to pop out a little bit. Pastimes, family, being surrounded by soul family, maybe a lot of memories about your, just familial based things, childhood that's been coming up a bit, but security, okay, security and foundation, successes for the future. Okay, so Cancer, let's see what your message is from the universe. What do you need to hear? Justice. Whoa, okay. All right. Justice is working on your side. It's working on your behalf. So if you've been in any kind of a situation where there have been arguments, or if you've been kind of trying to push for something to happen, to make something work, this is saying that while things may be in a little bit of a state of like that pendulum swing, or the scales of justice balancing, it's going to be working on your behalf, okay? So if there are contracts, if there's documentation, you want to stay on top of that as well, all right? Make sure that you're looking through things with a fine-tooth comb, almost, is part of the message that I'm getting for you, Cancer. So don't overlook anything. Take the time to be mindful of the details, looking at things from, a well-rounded perspective, 360 degrees and so forth, as you're also making decisions. All right, there's something karmic about this energy coming through, or at least the energies that are going to be influencing you during this Gemini full moon. So let's see what's being brought into your awareness. Okay, I love this. I love that this card appeared, it popped out earlier in the shuffle, and now here it is reappearing. So things are going to be really coming to life for you, I feel. It's going to be coming together. Spirit wants you to focus on your stability and on maintaining and sustaining your stability, such that your future as well, in terms of what are your goals. And because this gives me the sense that you've reached your goals, maybe it's about also perspective and acknowledging that, and I feel like it's a sign to feel good about how far you've come. You're in good company is what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, and I don't know why, but I'm also hearing what's meant to be is what's meant to be. So I don't know if you've been having a thought like that recently, or been hearing that saying recently. Let's see what you might be revisiting here. Death. Okay, so there's transformation. You got some heavy hitting major arcana, so definitely some karmic stuff happening. Divine time and order taking the lead here. I feel like there are things that are being sussed out, is what I'm getting, like just either details, information. I see it's almost like that you are at the center of it all, even if it feels like things are a little bit of a whirlwind around you. You are at the center of it all, so don't forget that for yourself, okay, Cancer? What you're revisiting are there's cycles that are still ending, things that are still like coming to a close, wrapping up. And because we have this death energy here, it's about also your ancestors kind of coming through and speaking to you. And forgive me, okay, but just I don't know if this may be for anyone out there, Cancer, like for you, But if you've had any losses recently, I don't know why, but I'm just getting that, and my condolences. I'm just going to respectfully kind of shift away from that energy. Go into your advice here. So your card coming up, the moon. All right, trust your intuition. You're going to be on it. Your intuition is on it, is what I'm getting. Okay, very much again, these major arcana energies, major cycles of karma, ending and beginning, you know, just with new phases here. And I feel like you're going to be closing things out on a good note, is what I'm hearing. And this moon energy, again, advice for a smooth full moon is to, you know, maybe do a little bit of a full moon ceremony. I would say this for everyone, but especially for this particular full moon, it could be very, very powerful for you in terms of releasing, especially, you know, in preparation for whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest moving forward. But again, trust your gut. Let your intuition guide you. Understand that right now everything is not exactly what it seems. And so, you know, if on surface somebody's saying one thing, but you're like, yeah, but my intuition, my gut's telling me something else, go with it. All right, go with it. So, what sort of downtime, what kind of break is your spirit, your soul craving? What are you ready to look at, step into? Eight of Swords. So a little bit of, I'm hearing just digestion, I'm hearing transformation, like with that death energy. With the Eight of Swords, there things are in process. Something is in a state of development right now. Whatever it is that you're wanting isn't quite there yet, but it will be, okay? And I get, like, you know, I don't feel like you're craving to be, well, maybe you are actually with the moon here. Thank you, Spirit. Cocooning a little bit, you know, going inward, allowing yourself, again, this word keeps coming up, to digest your thoughts, your feelings, because I feel like your home is a sacred space right now. Spending time with family, people who are solid in your life, I feel like that's going to benefit you. But again, I also feel like you may want to take a little bit of time to yourself to cocoon, you know, maybe just kind of stay in your room a little bit, stay a little bit indoors or whatnot, especially if things have been very busy for you. But otherwise, Cancer, please, again, don't forget to check out your other aspects, your other signs. Of course, visit us and schedule your reading, girlundermoon.com, for your live or pre-recorded session. Have a blessed, beautiful, and bright full moon. Take good care. Till next time. Hey Leo, what up? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Gemini, full moon reading. Leo, I hope that this finds you doing well. I encourage you, as always, to check out your rising and moon signs especially. But if it also speaks to you and you're curious, maybe even your Venus, North Node, or perhaps any of the other signs that should interest you, I almost want to say, because Mars just went retrograde in Leo, maybe see what your Mars sign is. Maybe, I don't know, that just came to me. But, you know, if it's something, awesome. If it's nothing, just, of course, as always, you know, let it fall by the wayside, Leo. So let's get this going here. Let's get this show on the road. Leo, what is your message? What is Leo's message, Spirit, for the Gemini full moon? The moon in and of itself. Okay, I feel like this card, the moon, has come up for a couple of other signs so far. And we're not nearly even, at least the way that I've shuffled this, not nearly halfway through, but this tells me that this is definitely a collective energy that's coming through right now, okay? And so the moon is about trusting your instincts, and because Mars is retrograde in your sign, Leo, you don't want to jump to any conclusions, all right? You want to take time to really be with your emotions, go inward here. The moon is that reminder that not everything is as it seems right now, so allow for the path to reveal itself. Allow for, again, your intuition to guide you. Take things slowly. Tune in. You may very likely be receiving a lot of downloads, or maybe even a lot of insights and messages in your dreams. Your dreams could be very intense. Your gut is going to be speaking to you, very much so, okay, during this full moon phase. Let's see what's being brought into your awareness, Leo. Self-empowerment, the Magician. Putting things together by taking a look at what you're working with here and now, what steps need to be taken here and now to get to where you want to be. All right, I've been saying a lot that this is kind of like a preparatory phase with all of these planets in retrograde, you know, especially because this is just happening, and this reading is based on the Gemini full moon. But again, it's self-empowerment that's being brought into your awareness, taking your power back, especially where it counts, okay, Leo, because you are very powerful, and don't you forget it. All right, don't you forget it. You're very powerful. I feel like there's something about shifting your perspective. While you may have somewhere that you would rather be, like for example, possibly, like, oh, I'd rather have this much money in my account, I'd rather, like, how do I figure out, like, how do I get there, is a part of what I'm hearing. And so you get there by starting off right where you are, and not from a negative, but by, again, empowering yourself to see all the mastery that you've already managed to accrue and that you already have within you. Okay, you have way more tools in your toolbox than you may realize, or that you're giving yourself credit for, or that you may even remember, that you have. So what are you needing to revisit? Five of Pentacles. Focus on what works for you. Focus on what like where your strengths are, not your weaknesses, because the Five of Pentacles is that physical energy, the earth-based energy, and at times we can sort of like linger in what we don't have, or what we're, what our losses are. We focus a little bit, like I said, I'd rather be there, but like in order to get there, for example, it takes a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's part of it too is not fixating too much on, like, because I said focus on your strengths, and we don't want to fixate on the weaknesses, or like nitpick on that part, again, about what we don't have, or where we are not yet, you know what I mean? And so taking things slowly, taking it step by step, taking measures to build things up, again, from where you are, but by continuing to put more effort and energy into what you've already managed to accomplish for yourself. Okay, so advice for a smooth full moon here. Four of Swords. Breathe, 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 breathe. Okay, we've got the sun shining in these two cards. So remember, that you are that sun energy, right? That solar energy. So that free will. While you may not be in a position yet to do XYZ, don't rest on your laurels, is some of, one of the messages with the Four of Swords, especially with it working on your side. Now, we don't need to force or push anything, but again, where there is footwork to be done, get it done. Aside from that, take those breaths. Don't rush, right? Allow yourself to recuperate, to regenerate, is also what I'm hearing. Okay, focus again on the fact that you're, like, with this Four of Swords, sometimes I'm reminded, the Three of Swords comes before the Four of Swords, and so we're moving past any areas where we may have been conflicted, and we're moving into a time of peace, and a time of, again, just breathing, allowing, and letting go, letting flow type thing. But let's see next what sort of break or downtime your soul is craving. Yeah, look at this. Five of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. You're ready to see those returns on your investment. You're ready for it. And it's right around the corner, Leo, okay? So keep putting in, like I said, that footwork. Keep nurturing, watering those seeds that you've already planted. Don't abandon it, because you're nearly there. That's where I was saying, like, when you've come so far, 5 steps out of 10. Right? And I know you're like, oh, I'm only halfway there, like me, but hey, halfway there, living on a prayer, right? So halfway there, and this is progress, okay? You have mastered this first half of things. And so that's where it's like, all right, rather than, what is it that they say? The whole is greater than the sum of the parts it's made of, okay? So you keep, again, watering, nurturing, developing the gifts and the steps that you've already attained, that you've already taken, all right? Because you're going to get there. You will see a return on your investments. You're ready to receive. So start to even work on that in that regard of saying, okay, universe, especially if you're a giver and a doer, this is where sometimes less is more, Leo. And so that being said, I invite you, of course, to check us out, girlonourmoon.com. Schedule your live or pre-recorded session. We are here for you, Leo. And don't forget, as I mentioned, to take a look into your rising moon signs. And again, as I mentioned earlier, your Venus and your North Node, if you're curious about that as well. So take care. Have a blessed and bright Gemini full moon. Till next time, Leo. Hey Virgo, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon. If I can shuffle the cards here, Virgo. Your girl and her moon, Gemini, full moon reading. So Gemini, oh my gosh. Virgo, my goodness, tongue twisting today. I hope you're doing very well. Let's see what the cards, what spirit has to share for you during this Gemini full moon. And as always, I encourage you to check out your rising sign, your moon sign. And if you're curious, I always like to add in your Venus and North Node signs as well. Any other aspects really that are speaking to you at the moment. And I want to say, especially if you have the same sign in like different planets, for example, for some reason, I'm just kind of picking up on that. Okay. All right, Virgo. Let's see what we got for you. What do you need to hear from the universe, your message? Ooh, bullseye. All right. I don't know why I also heard X marks the spot, even though I know this is not an X, but Ace of Pentacles, you're ready for this new beginning. There is a seed that you have or that you're wanting to plant, that you've planted, that you're planting. There's an opportunity that will develop, like that's being offered to you or that you yourself are wanting to initiate. And so this is all going to be from it's a starting point. Okay, there's something that we have that's a starting point. And the other thing that I'm getting right now for you, Virgo, this is your opportunity to really get a little like clear about the fact that you do have a new cycle starting for you in some way, shape, or form. And remember that it all starts from within. And as you continue, as you are consistent, as you are persistent in your steps, in your work, in whatever it is that you're, you know what I mean, that you need to do, the branches, the growth, they're going to come. The expansion will come with time. So whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest or co-create, just realize that it will develop over time, okay? But take this period, take this moment to really get excited, Virgo, okay? That you do have a new beginning, a solid new beginning at that. So really take advantage of it, okay? What will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? Okay, something is undeveloped. We have Page energy, Daughter of Cups energy. Pages, it's kind of like the start. There's a starting of something. We want to water that seed. So a little bit of curiosity could go a long way, but don't get yourself confused and don't go too far off into the deep end, all right? Because remember, in terms of skill set or preparation or readiness, whether it's about you, whether it's about another person, whether it's about the situation, it needs time right now. Things are just barely at the beginning phases, and you may also be a little bit vulnerable at this time, all right? You and the circumstances, another person, whatnot, may be feeling a bit vulnerable. And so that's where, again, you want to take your time. You want to take your time to allow for things to grow, to allow for things to develop. But use this time also to have fun. All right. Laughter is going to be a very key kind of point for you this full moon, especially if things are feeling very serious or heavy for whatever reason. But again, have fun, be spontaneous. And, again, if you're feeling a little bit anxious or vulnerable, it's totally okay to go off and do your own thing. All right. Because you might be feeling that way a little bit. Okay. What are you needing to potentially revisit? Two of Wands, yep. So the Two of Wands, focus more on the short-term steps. Like for example, with this sweet swan, this kind of baby swan in the water here, I like to imagine that this one is looking at maybe a gathering or just on dry land, like, ooh, what's on dry land? What's out there? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like, you can only see so far, and there's like, oh, you're already thinking about like what's on the other side of that tree or this, you know what I mean? This hedge or bush or whatever the case may be. Well, Spirit's like, well, before you get there, you want to see like what's kind of right in front of you. Maybe you're looking beyond this big rock that's in the water and you're not noticing. It's like, oops, boop, so that's where it's like short-term steps are going to get you further ahead, or at least where you want to be. So don't get too overwhelmed with needing all of these details and all of this planning right now. Get excited about your future, you know, and when you're aligning your steps, when you're aligning your vision, pay attention to what's immediately in front of you, those immediate next steps, so that you're not tripping over yourself. Because essentially, you know, the core message with the Two of Wands that I like to refer to is that the world is in the palm of your hands, you know. And so again, get excited about the big picture and what's ahead, but focus on, again, your more immediate steps, you know. Like, it's kind of like, I think about, what is it, sorry for the reference, but that movie Lord of the Rings with the hobbits, and they've never left the Shire before, you know. But before you even leave the Shire, like, okay, we got to get a little bit, we need food and da 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 da, you know what I mean? There's a whole path ahead, you know. So it's like, let's prepare for it, you know. All right, advice for a smooth full moon: transformation, the Death card. Okay, so there may be some things, loose ends, that are needing to be tied up right now, things that are needing to be put to rest, old cycles. I also am getting, you know, because sometimes I do see the Death card as an ancestral card, so there may be some ancestral wisdom coming through right now. So listen to your ancestors. I mean, I would always say that, but especially in this case, I'm getting that message. Listen to your ancestors, because there's some guidance there that's for you. Make sure that, again, before you start something new, you've got just whatever it is that's been lingering out of your system. We've cleared all that out. You know, there is a sort of crossover that happens, of course, with the death and the rebirth. And so just give yourself that time and space, and make sure that you're not stagnating anywhere, all right? We're not wanting to rush ahead, nor are we wanting to just kind of stay stuck, okay? All right, what sort of break is your soul craving? Sort of vacation? Two of Pentacles. We got 2 and 2. 2 is going to be very significant energy number for you. So whether that deals with standing on your own 2 feet, whether it deals with some form of movement and sort of like going back and forth on something, perhaps. Maybe you're thinking about travel in some sort of way. And if so, again, we're planning for that. Okay. Partnerships, sometimes with the 2 energies. And I'm getting, again, it's like standing on your own 2 feet, seeing things from your own clear perspective, and being open. So there's growth. We have the Ace of Pentacles moving into the 2 of Pentacles. You're wanting that growth, Virgo. You're like, I've been on this bullseye. I've been watering this seed. I want to see I'm ready to move. I'm ready to get things moving and grooving, you know. But that being said, maybe stretch your legs a little bit, especially if you have been in something of a routine, or you feel like you're kind of been just doing the same thing or stagnated for whatever reason. Let yourself be flexible at this time. And again, it's like with this 2 of Pentacles, I almost want to say, like, because the 2 of Pentacles can indicate a form of travel or movement, I just feel like it's as simple as going for a nice walk, you know. I don't feel like you need to do anything major. Like, if that's already something that's in motion and you've been thinking about it already, then cool, you know. But I see this, you know, maybe you're thinking about relocating, but again, it's about the planning to get there, you know. And maybe this is about, okay, maybe it's not about relocation, but it is about getting out a little bit, out and about, and moving your energy a little bit. All right, Virgo. But I encourage you, again, to check out your rising, your moon signs, maybe even Venus and North Node. But of course, visit us to book your own session, girlundermoon.com. We are here for you live and pre-recorded. Thanks so much for being here, Virgo. Have a beautiful, blessed, and bright full moon. Till next time, take care. Hey Libra, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Gemini full moon reading. I hope that this finds you doing well, Libra. As I always mention, don't forget to check out your rising and moon signs for some deeper insights. But additionally, I always like to encourage your Venus and North Node as well. But always take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So Libra, let's see what the cards have in store for you for this Gemini full moon. Okay. Your message from the universe, what you need to hear. The devil. Devil's in the details. That's the first thing that came through. I feel like, okay, yeah, don't rush ahead of yourself. Make sure that you're minding the details. Try also to make sure that you're not chasing your own tail for some reason, is another message that I'm getting. This devil energy, is all about mastering the physical, and so recognizing any of your own self-limiting habits, patterns, and behaviors for the purpose of overcoming it, of course, and empowering yourself into action. I feel like I'm getting it again, Libra, about not rushing ahead of yourself. Try not to fixate on the end results so much so that you lose sight of what needs to be done here and now, what needs to be prioritized, for example. Try also to recognize if and when you're scattering your energies or scattering your efforts, okay? I just keep getting this image of like, the whole chasing your tail thing. So slow down a bit, okay? I know that it may feel very much, I don't know, I'm hearing like it may feel very conducive to needing to like be active and get things done. And again, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But that's where we want to take a moment to breathe. And remember, you can get all of the things done, but let's create some organization first, and again, not scattering our efforts here. So let's move forward here. What is being brought into your awareness? The bigger picture. The bigger picture. Are you focusing on what is not? Are you focusing on what you don't have? Are you focusing a bit too much, again, on the end results and trying to get to the next project or the next thing or the next accomplishment, the next goal? This world energy is telling you to, look at, again, the bigger picture, to recognize that there, you have a lot that you've already managed to accomplish and actually fulfill, because the world card is about fulfillment. So focus on your own core fulfillment. Recognize, again, like with this devil energy, the devil, as I mentioned earlier, is a master of the physical. And so, when any idea that comes to mind, this goat energy, the Capricorn energy, has the ability to bring it into life. Or, well, that's really the magician, but I'm talking about building, putting things together, strategizing. Thank you, Spirit. So that's where I'm talking about, not scattering your efforts, because it's like, have a core game plan and try not to deviate too much from it. It doesn't mean that you can't, but try to be consistent with it, okay? Because things are coming together. It's coming full circle. Look at things in that regard. There may be a significant cycle that's concluding, another one that's going to be starting, and we already know this on a collective level with all of the planetary alignments and everything that we're going into. Mars recently went into Leo here, so that may also be part of it. Looking back at the last, who were you, what were you doing, what was going on in your life 15 years ago, because the world is major cycles here, and so that might be something that's going to be important for you to become aware of, depending on what it was that you were doing and what was happening, again, 15 years ago. Do you want to make sure, like, look at how you've grown, be aware of just any habits or patterns that, like, maybe you've overcome, or that maybe you still got caught up in, so that you can clear through it, okay? But again, I'm hearing it. Look at the bigger picture. What do you need to be revisiting? Taking things slow and steady, Son of Pentacles, but Son of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles is also that energy of not getting too fixated on what you're looking at. You don't want to lose sight of the trees for the forest, right? I think that's the saying. I always tend to say that with the Knight of Pentacles, and it's a reminder similar. So there's something that's going to be working, and I know that you may feel very inspired. You may be feeling very passionate and driven about your goal and what it is you're wanting to accomplish. And with this Knight of Pentacles, he reminds us to take things slow, take it step by step, be consistent and persistent in your efforts and your actions. I say that often. You're hearing me say it now. Even though things may not come into fruition, as quickly as we would like, because, the Pentacles is slowest moving of all the elements, the earth energy. The Knight of Pentacles, even though he's the slowest of all of the knights, gets the job done. Out of all of them, this one gets the job done. It's the long run that counts, okay? What we need to hear for some smooth advice, what you need to hear, 9 of Pentacles, you're like more than almost halfway there, okay? 9 of Pentacles, you're one step away from 10 of Pentacles. So, admire your own progress and successes. Gather your resources, also what I'm hearing, okay? You are seen, heard, and understood. Other people admire you for your accomplishments. And the other thing with the Nine of Pentacles, same. What you want is developing slowly but surely over a period of time, but there's no reason to rush. Listen to spirit, your higher self, in terms of guiding you and validating you in terms of how far you've come, okay? Because you've come very, very far, Libra. What sort of break or downtime is your soul craving? The Magician. There's a Magician. No wonder Spirit had me say that about having the ability of taking an idea, taking a vision, and bringing it into life. You know, alchemy is happening here. You've got 3 out of 5 cards that are major arcana. So this is very divinely guided, karmic, you know, energies and expansion that's happening here, that is possible, that you're being led by. You know, so the Magician energy, you're ready to take control. You're ready to take your power back. You're ready to be self-empowered. And so Libra, again, I encourage you to check out your other signs, especially your rising and moon signs. And again, don't forget Venus and North Node, always add that in there. But you know where to go, what to do. girlonhermoon.com to schedule your own live or pre-recorded session. Have a beautiful, bright, and brilliant Gemini, full moon, Libra. Till next time, take care. Hello, Scorpio. Kapualani here. I've got your girl and her moon, Gemini full moon reading. I hope that this finds you doing very well, Scorpio. And before I forget, which I rarely do, but don't forget to check out your rising and moon signs as well for some deeper guidance. Okay. I also like to add in your Venus and North Node aspects for a little bit of extra. Any of the other aspects that may be speaking to you right now, Scorpio, I encourage you, of course, to take a peek. You know, always take what resonates, of course, leave the rest behind. You know how it goes. Here we go. Scorpio, your message from the universe. What do you need to hear? Strength. Okay, so we got some Leo energy opening things up. So this, you know, I've said this in a couple of the other signs, but Mars just went retrograde into Leo. It's going to be going to Cancer later on, but for now, because of this Gemini full moon and the timing of it, it may be very significant for you to reflect back on where you were, who you were, what you were doing maybe 15 years ago, okay? That December 2009 to, I believe it was March 2010 cycle, just for any lessons learned and not to repeat anything that it's like, ugh, I wish I didn't do that, or you know what I mean, sort of mistakes, for example. But nevertheless, the core message with the Strength card is whatever challenges you seem to be going through or frustrations, you know, whatever the case may be, even if you're like, oh no, not so much challenges or frustrations, but you're going to get through it, okay? This particular full moon, it should be very empowering for you, or at least it should, you know, put you in this position of really acknowledging your core power. All right, there may be certain things that are out of your hands is what I'm hearing, but that shouldn't stop you from feeling like you are still in charge, like you still have a way of getting through or getting something done. Now stay strong is the other thing, you know, not to kind of define a word with a word, but it isn't exactly, you know, with the Strength card, it's reminding us that we do have inner strength to see us through. So you are strong, Scorpio. I think you know that. And if you don't, I'm telling you now, you are very strong, okay? What will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? 5 of Swords. Okay, don't let negative thinking, negative inner dialogue get the best of you. I would say, like, just steer clear of any conflict, arguments, or disagreements, not necessarily in terms of avoidance. Like, there may be some things that you're struggling with internally, your own mind may be getting the best of you. So in that case, you know, if it is, just step out, take a breath, revisit, and I almost want to say, like, pump yourself up, you know, like try to encourage yourself rather than talk yourself down or something like that. But it's really about being mindful of, you know, like what you say. It's not what you say. It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. And it's like sometimes, you know, in this case, it's you may feel like, I don't know why, but if you're feeling suspicious or if you're feeling anxious about others and, you know, just what they're saying or doing or thinking, this is a time to really, again, that's that Strength card of just, you know what, like just don't even pay attention if that's the case. And remember that you don't need to do anything underhanded to get what you want, okay? All right, what you need to revisit. Justice. See, justice always works. Karmic energy. Karma always works things out. All right, so you want to be sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you're erring on the side of justice, you're erring on the side of karma, all right? And so, again, if you're feeling frustrated or conflicted about something, someone, just know that maybe it's just about not taking any action at all, but letting karma, letting the divine work things out. Remember that when we're doing the right thing, justice always works on our side. Okay, so just make sure, just think about it in that context, I want to say. But let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon. The Sun of Swords. Okay, so the Sun of Swords, the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is about approaching things, dealing with things head on, but you want to get a handle on your information, on your words, on your delivery. Okay, there's again a way of saying what you need to say. Okay, a way of doing what you need to do without necessarily having to be cutting, without necessarily having to be so about it. Yes, if you have a point to make it, but try to do that in the best way possible so that you can feel good about yourself and not end up hurting yourself at the end of the day. And I only say that because of this depiction of this owl gripping onto the blade rather than the handle. Hence why I'm saying get a handle, get a grip on things before you jump to conclusions, okay? Because the other thing I want to say too is, it's not that you shouldn't say something, not that you shouldn't do something, but make sure that you're reading all the information and try not to read too far in between the lines to the point where it's you know what I mean, where you're kind of going into the darker areas and aspects. You don't need to do that, all right? You don't need to do that. Sometimes something is just what it is, there doesn't need to be anything more to it at times, because I know you Scorpio, you guys like to really just dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, even when it's the truth is already exposed. No, there must be more. Sometimes there isn't, sometimes there is, but sometimes it just is what it is, So what kind of break, what kind of downtime is your soul craving? Yeah, see, you want to be the Page of Swords. It's this is all about just cutting out the slack, cutting off the slack, cut out all the extra. We don't have time or attention for all of this extra noise. You know what I mean? So have fun. Pages are about fun, okay? And there's something here about developing yourself, developing the information and the conversations, allowing for that to develop. But again, not really putting up with anything that you just don't need to put up with in terms of the noise, in terms of information overload. Okay, so just kind of be aware in that regard, not to spin your wheels, not to get too anxious or, just kind of overstimulated by just too many words coming at you kind of thing. That's where it's the mental strength will see you through, because we got these mental cards here, even a sword with justice, which is air energy, that Libra energy, okay? And so it's just take it nice and easy, steer clear of arguments, of confrontations, of conflicts that really you don't need to get into right now, especially because that Mars in Leo energy that came through earlier. But Scorpio, again, I remind you, check out your moon, your rising, Venus and North Node signs, book or schedule your session with us, girlinhermoon.com, because we are here for you live in addition to the pre-records. But otherwise, I wish you a very bright and blessed Gemini full moon. Till next time, Scorpio, take good care, and thanks for being here. Hey Sagittarius, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon. Gemini full moon reading. We already got a 6 of Wands for you, Sagittarius. So you're going to be flying high. Victory and success on your side. And, if you didn't know it, you know it now that other people are watching your moves. They are noticing your efforts. They are noticing your successes and, what it is that you're working toward. You have people that are watching, okay? Not in a freaky way. World upside down, world reverse. I don't know if you're feeling like your world's a little bit upside down, if you're feeling a little bit cross-eyed with certain things. There's something that is still in motion, a cycle that's still needing to come into completion. So give that time. Don't rush to the end. Don't rush to the finish line. But at the same time, don't leave anything unfinished. I don't know where Spirit's going with that, but yeah, don't leave it unfinished. There may be something that's still open right now, Sagittarius, that needs time to be completed. Okay, so let's get your message from the universe. 10 of Wands. Okay, so you may be feeling very burdened, overwhelmed, even maybe a little bit exhausted or challenged in terms of your efforts. But with that, that world that was reversed, there's things that are coming to an end. It may be a struggle to see that through because of the exhaustion, because maybe it's felt like you've been carrying these burdens, this load, this weight, or moving through such resistance for a while. Okay, that may be part of it, but nevertheless, with the tens, it is endings and beginnings. Now, there could be family stuff going on because 10 is a family energy, is familial energy, house and home. And I do see the wands because of the life force that there's other personalities, so it may even be that you're overwhelmed with a number of different personalities, opinions, voices that you're having to manage. You may even be the peacekeeper, is what I'm getting. And so that's part of it, part of maybe the struggle. And they're like, yeah, at times, as it said, the struggle is real, right? So let's see what's being brought into your awareness. Look at that, the sun. So those fire energies coming through. Even if your fire is feeling a little bit depleted or exhausted, you can manage, and you're not going to be walking away or cycling out of these things empty-handed, okay? There's lessons that you've learned, valuable information, or steps that you've taken, that you're taking with you. And so look on the brighter side, okay? What this moon is bringing to your awareness is joy and your free will. Even though you may be feeling exhausted or energetically overwhelmed or burdened, that sort of thing, maybe you do have a lot on your plate. Spirit's saying to all things under the sun, there's nothing that's hidden. You've seen and searched and gone through everything that you can, so feel good about it. Feel good about yourself and your efforts. All right, like I said, you're almost there. There's a new beginning when we have the sun. New dawn, new day here, okay? And with the sun, it's also about being present to the moment. So maybe that's part of it is, when there's so much going on, it can be difficult, like, whoa, so overwhelming. Oh my gosh. One step at a time, be here now, okay? That's another big message here for you, Sagittarius. What are you possibly revisiting? 5 of Wands. So all of this fire energy, a bit of conflict, maybe some friction in terms of managing or, personalities, energies, things being mismanaged. I don't know why it came through that way. But with the 5 of Wands, it's all about persistence. It's all about practice makes perfect. Okay, practice makes perfect. And so, don't give up and don't pay attention to the noise. I keep hearing that for you, Sagittarius, like tune out the noise, push through. You may feel like you're up against a competition. You may feel like there's some conflict. Maybe you feel like people are competing for your time, or maybe you don't know, what I mean? It's about time delegation is what I'm getting, or energy delegation of who you're able to give your energy to, who and what, whether it's personal versus professional, whether it's like having a group of friends and, not all of our friends are friends with each other. So it's like, okay, how to make time for this, how to make time for that, or time with your friends, time with your family, a combination of those things. It's a lot, it's a lot. But let's get you some advice here. Yeah, Father of Cups. Why does that not surprise me? So it's be brave, be strong in your emotional energy. Don't be overwhelmed by your emotions. Take control of them, because that King of Cups does not sweat it. Even if there's a lot racing through his mind, the King of Cups' mind, he still gets through it. He doesn't let his emotions, he doesn't let his thoughts or fears or doubts get the best of him. He says, you know what, I might be feeling a certain way, but I know I'm feeling called to step into this or that. I know that this needs to happen, so I'm just gonna, I will get it done. All right. And there's an energy also of communication. So being a really good, strong communicator. And I also get maybe you are needing to be the peacekeeper, because, this energy with water is healing energy, the Father of Cups, through expression. So share your heart and your don't be afraid to bring up the feelings and all that sort of stuff, and to be the guide where there may be some conflicting energies among other personalities. And I also feel like if you're feeling a certain way, intimidated about going after something or saying something to someone, especially if it's heartfelt, say it. You know what I mean? That gives you the encouragement to put it out there. What sort of vacation is your soul craving? Yeah, the Fool, light and easy. Finally got some water energy. So, not to forget the water signs, but this is Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Fool is Piscean energy. And so that's that healer energy, okay, through that childlike sense of wonder. And we've got the sun shining here. So being present to the moment. You want to just be free and let loose, be present to the moment, just moving away from all of that conflict or just exhaustion and headache and blah, blah, blah. spa, unwind. You know, with you, Sagittarius, I always think about independence and freedom. And so step into that, all right? I know that you're ready for that. I know that you're wanting that. Have fun. Find the joy in it, the labor of love, you know, whatever that might mean for you. Make it a labor of love, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? But otherwise, Sagittarius, I definitely encourage you again to check out your moon, rising, Venus, and North Node signs. I think you might find a bit of deeper insights there that may be helpful. But also, don't forget to schedule your session with us, girlandourmoon.com. We are here for you live or pre-recorded, all right? So take care. Have a blessed and bright Gemini full moon. Till next time, Sagittarius. Hey Capricorn, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Gemini full moon reading. I hope this finds you doing well. Let's see what the cards and what Spirit has to reveal for you for this Gemini full moon. And I would also like to encourage you while we're here to dive into, or look into rather, your rising sign and your moon sign. And if you're also curious if it speaks to you, if you're feeling the call, maybe even your other aspects, I like to throw in Venus and North Node for fun. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But Capricorn, let's see here. Spirit, what do we have for Capricorn? Okay. So your message from the universe, what do you need to hear, Capricorn? Look at that, the Empress, Taurus energy here. So your inner world, house, home, and self-fulfillment, being at the center of it all, okay? I feel like this should be a time for feeling good, you know, make it all about you is what I'm hearing, because you are, again, at least in this phrase, in this message, you are at the center of it all. Ground and root yourself into the present moment, knowing that, again, you are at the source of your creation. You are the creator of your own life story, especially when we see the Empress here. Again, house and home is going to be a very big sort of space of comfort, I feel. So really putting your efforts and your focus into making a cozy home space environment, if it isn't already. If it is, really enjoy that, live it up, you know. And I also get, like, you know, don't get me wrong, all right, Capricorn, I'm not trying to tell you to overdo anything here, but I also get this feeling that it's okay to enjoy yourself in terms of, like, even with food and beverage, you don't want to overdo it, especially not with the intoxication stuff, okay, please. So please be healthy in that regard. But you've earned it is also what I'm hearing. So, you know, with the Empress mode, this is complete fulfillment, complete self-fulfillment, you know, and being in the space of being able to create the reality that you want simply by living it. All right. What will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, the 8 of Pentacles, again, it's similar to what I was saying with the Empress. I know that it's like the 9 of Pentacles is one step away from Empress mode. And so this 8 of Pentacles is saying, you don't need to look any further. You don't need to reach outside of yourself, which I kind of said earlier about the Empress energy. Everything that you need is right in front of you. And so, right, you know, the most benefit you can gain is, like in this case, and why I like this particular version of the 8 of Pentacles is, you know, tying up loose ends, making sure that nothing is falling through the cracks, maybe even looking at your budget. And if you already have a budget, just making sure that, again, you're not missing out on any particular details. Because with this 8 of Pentacles, it's all about refining. It's about review. Think about the figure 8. So whatever you were not aware of before in terms of spending, like for example, these days, so many people are subscribed to all kinds of things, right? Subscription for this app, that app, this, that, the other thing. But you want to make sure, like, are you really using it? You know, are you really using it? Even if it's only a few dollars here and there, it all adds up after a while. And so that's where you could potentially tie up loose ends. I also get the sense that you know, this is about refining your steps, and so shifting gears in how you're doing what you're doing, okay? Shifting gears. And again, you don't need to bring more onto your plate to get further ahead. That 9th pentacle is going to be underway, but you want to secure it, all right? You want to secure it. And again, you know, go back over the steps that you've already taken. Go back over the work that you've already done. See what you've learned, how you've grown and developed, and maybe there are some things for you to polish up and refine again instead of having to seek out more or extra or do more or extra. You don't need to do any more, okay? What you need to revisit enjoyment. Like I said, enjoy the food, enjoy the good stuff, all right? Three of Cups, what you're revisiting is good times, all right? So there's celebrations underway. And I don't know, like, I gotta remember exactly when it falls with this Gemini full moon, but this is about saying celebrate the good life, okay? Celebrate the good life. Your birthday season is going to be coming up, right? Your season, Capricorn, not quite yet, but it's going to be coming up. And so maybe it's about looking forward to that as well. Okay, good conversations, good food, things like that nature, steering away from gossip, but maybe having the fun kind of gossip where you get to catch up with those people who are closest to you, and if you're going through some tough times, lean on those one or two friends or families, confidants that you can really kind of pour your heart out to if that's the case. Let's get you some advice here. Justice, yeah, justice is working on your behalf. So long as you're standing on the right side of that justice card, I've been saying this justice card has appeared for a few signs, all right? So there's definitely something collective coming through in terms of balancing the scales, all right? And I know for you, Capricorn, it's been a long haul. We finally are in, Pluto, Aquarius, out of your sign. So that in and of itself, I feel like could be very well reason to celebrate, right? But the advice for a smooth full moon is make sure that you're not overlooking any details. Don't overlook any details. That's going to be significant for you. Try not to also be too tunnel vision. Try not to see things as only black and white. Expand your horizons and take everything into account in terms of balancing those scales as well, where you have been in consideration of everything and you're needing to narrow down, then do that, all right? Then do that. But let's shift gears here and see what kind of vacation your soul is craving. Yeah, the hermit mode. So, staying close to home, going inward, doing the soul searching, that hermit energy. So this is Libra energy. This is Virgo energy. Virgo's all about the details, gathering information, assessing the information that you already have gathered, maybe creating a bit of a strategy. But in this case, it's like you don't want to overwhelm or overwork yourself, right? All balance and moderation. But with this hermit energy, yeah, maybe spending a little bit of time, if not alone and by yourself, just for the sake of, unwinding, having a little bit of a break, appreciating the value again of what you've managed to accomplish and create for yourself. But also, like, again, with one or two close friends that, confidants that that you can just sort of share in the good times with, or at least lean on if you're feeling that. You're like, I just feel like it's, I want to be just in my own little intimate space and chilling out for a minute. Like, that will benefit you, okay? And I like that we also have these 2-8 energies, and then it's like 8 and 9. So one step after another, it's like things are going to be falling into place, okay, Capricorn? So again, check out your moon, rising, Venus, and North Node signs as it speaks to you. Visit our website, girlandhermoon.com, to schedule your live or pre-recorded session. We are here for you, but otherwise have a beautiful, blessed, and bright full moon, Capricorn. Take good care till next time. Aquarius, hey, how are you? Kapualani here. I've got your girl and her moon, Gemini full moon reading. I hope that this finds you doing well. I hope that you're in a good space, and if not, I'm sending you loads of support, unconditional support, energy healing your way. I didn't say that for any of the other signs, Aquarius, so I really do hope that you're doing well for the most part. But in the meantime, while we're shuffling here, don't forget to check out your moon rising and maybe even your Venus North Node. I always like to add that in. Bit of deeper insight for you. So Spirit, what does Aquarius need to know? What's coming through for Aquarius for this full moon, this Gemini full moon? Spirit, thank you. Okay, what's your message from the universe? Father of Pentacles, I hear taking care of business. Okay, taking care of business and standing in your power where it counts, where it matters for you right now is what I feel. This Father of Pentacles is also reminding you to have confidence in your abilities and your skills when it comes to not just business, not just career and money management, but it's like building something. So I don't know if you're wanting to build something, if you're like holding space for that, and if you're contemplating any of that kind of thing, taking charge, being a leader. Leadership is a big one here. being a leader in your own way, in your own life story. But I feel like there's a practicality also that's kind of being called for, and that you're going to be leaning into, or that might benefit you to lean into that. But don't hesitate to take the steps to make something happen. Maybe not anything necessarily super brand new just yet, because we are having these retrogrades and whatnot, but there's an assessment right now, so it's like preparation for what you're getting ready to step into is what I'm hearing, Aquarius. Okay. I don't know why. I mean, I don't want to be so fixated on this, spirit, but I really keep hearing something to do with business. And you know what? It may not have to do with career-based business, but taking care of business, even if it's personal matters, and I feel like this is about stepping into a leadership role. So whether this has to do with your career, whether this has to do with your family, like for example, maybe you're in a position of, your parents were like at the lead of something for a while, and now you're kind of like leading the way for them or something like that. Maybe you're thinking about becoming a parent. I don't know where this is all coming from, Aquarius, but you let us know. What is this full moon what is this full moon bringing into your awareness? Oh, okay. So like the Tower, some sharp left hand or right hand turns that may be taking place or that are about to take place. I feel like you see some kind of a change coming. You may have, just experienced a significant shift. And even if it was expected, it's something that's changing your reality forever. All right. This is Scorpio energy here with the Tower card. Of course, Earth base is Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So if you have any of those signs around you or in your aspects, then I definitely encourage you to check those readings out for those signs, okay, Aquarius? But yeah, with this Tower energy, what's being brought into your awareness, I also feel that it deals with your mental health, because sometimes with the Tower, I get to I see this as like the doom and gloom card, where we just are like, the sky is falling, you know what I mean? Even if it's not a doom and gloom thing, but it's something that you've been caught up in your thoughts and 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 caught up in your thoughts. That's where this, Father Pentacles is saying, let's get grounded, let's be practical, let's not act out in fear or from the worst case scenario perspective, okay? So what are you revisiting potentially? Six of Pentacles, a return on your investment, all right? What you're revisiting is, maybe there are things where you've been a giver and now you're just kind of like worn out. You're like, I don't know, I'm ready to receive. Or, if you've been a receiver, like I said earlier, with the parental kind of example, it's just an example. It doesn't need to be exactly the case here, right? But if you've been in that position where you've been a student and you've been learning and you've been mentoring, or like an apprentice level of something, now you're ready to like give back. Now you're ready to put out, in terms of your energy, your gifts, your efforts, what you've learned, that kind of thing. So there's definitely this energy of exchange with the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. Not necessarily looking at it from a perspective of tit for tat at all, but this is like, where have you been, or rather have you been watering and nurturing the seeds that you've been growing? And if anything, now is that time to become aware, because maybe there are some things that you forgot about. Maybe there are some things where you just kind of were just habitually doing it, and then all of a sudden there's just been this huge expansion of growth. Like sometimes people, for example, if you invest money, right, or you invest in stock and you just kind of don't pay attention to it, it's like, hey, maybe you should pay attention because something might be performing very well. It's like, whoa, okay, so that could be a very positive breakthrough and turn of events here. Okay, doesn't necessarily have to be totally shocking. Let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Two of Wands. All right, so with this Two of Wands energy, the world's in the palm of your hands. It's one of the phrases that I like to use for the Two of Wands. It's about really focusing on the next steps, the shorter term steps, not the ones that are like all the way beyond by the horizon. Okay. And so that's where it's like not being intimidated to make a move, but keeping in mind that if you are going to be making moves, we want to just prepare for that, accordingly. Okay. This is where your vision, your creative vision is starting to line up, and you're starting to get a clearer perspective about where you want to focus your energy, where you want to take those next step, or where you see yourself heading, in some way, shape, or form. Excuse me. What sort of vacation is your soul craving here? Two of Cups, craving connection, craving simplicity, 2 and 2. So this may deal, there may be something significant with partnership coming up right now for you. And if not, because I always start from the inside out, definitely the space of inner fulfillment, knowing what you want and being in this position where your wants and needs are both met, and you can feel very good about that, very fulfilled about that. Again, because there's this 6 energy, which is relationship, as I mentioned, the number 6. I feel like, yeah, you're ready for feel good moments, times, conversations, and connections. And so, it's like if things have been a bit jarring, or if there has been something that, again, like I said, was a very unexpected or extreme, surprising turn of events, maybe, be open to comfort, be open to I don't want to say, oh, just pouring your heart out. I mean, sure, if that resonates, but this is about, not being afraid to reach out, not being afraid to speak what's on your heart, not being afraid to communicate, or at least kind of go after, just I just want to say it's more about comfort. We're not trying to look for some kind of grandiose or major moves here, but it's like the simple things, focusing on the simple things, the simple pleasures, the little moments of life, you know what I mean, to sort of get through into the other side of things, if and where it matters, if and where it counts. So Aquarius, I hope that this has helped. Again, I'm going to repeat it. Don't forget to check out your moon, rising, Venus, north node as it resonates. Definitely your rising and moon sign. But otherwise, visit our website, girlonourmoon.com, to schedule your own live or pre-recorded reading session. We are here for you. Have a blessed and bright and beautiful Gemini full moon. Till next time, Aquarius, take care. Pisces, how are you? Hope you were doing well. Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Gemini full moon reading. Let's tune into the cards, tune into spirit, see what messages are coming through for you, Pisces. So spirit, what do we have for Pisces for this Gemini full moon? Thank you. For Pisces, spirit, what's coming through? Okay, here we go. One more. No, this one's fine. Sorry about that, Pisces. Okay, what do you need to hear from the universe? Your message from the universe. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so 10 of Cups. Got some feel-good vibes here, some familial energies, some celebratory energies, because that 10 of Cups is a card of celebration. So I hope for you that this resonates, that you're surrounded in good company. And if not, put yourself in that position and call it in, all right? Call it in, because those energies, those people, they're around you. Family may be a very significant sort of connection or focus for you at this time. With 10s, they are cycles, significant cycles of endings and beginnings. And so I feel like this should be, this should come as a good sign for you, Pisces, okay? So open up to the celebration, open up to the feel-good vibes, open up to the connections, and how should I put this? I've said this earlier, and I don't want to repeat it, but it's okay because maybe you didn't see it. But simple pleasures, I feel. But in this case, it's, again, I'm just hearing surrounded by good company. So really recognize how much you are not alone. All right, recognize the good that you're surrounded by. Gravitate toward that good. Gravitate and call in that love, especially if you're feeling, maybe like you're not surrounded by it. Maybe if you're feeling alone or lonely. All right, Pisces, I want you to just sort of focus on the fact that you are supported, that you have support, and really lean into that. Okay, let's see what's being brought into your awareness. Father of Cups, that's your card. There's you, that water energy, Pisces. Water and water, with the Piscean, Cancer and Scorpio, of course, represented by this water energy, a Father of Cups, but standing in your strength, standing in your power, and also share your feelings, share your emotions, share your heart. Pisces, you are very, very powerful in your energy healing. Your energy healing abilities and your, intuition and that sort of thing. And so I really get this sense that, Spirit wants you to see that, see how powerful you are and how you do have this ability of affecting the world around you, affecting those around you. You have a very powerful influence, okay, especially on your family, on your friends, on your community. And I want you to see that. I want you to recognize that. Lean into that confidence. Okay, lean into that energy, lean into that power. What are you potentially revisiting this Gemini full moon? The Father of Swords. So that's about honoring, the details, not wavering so much from the details, strategizing, that sort of thing. I feel like it's also, I'm hearing this, like your voice matters, and maybe it is this energy of your voice needing to be heard. I'm hearing engineering for whatever reason, like Father of Swords, Father of Cups. So there may be a meeting of the minds or something like that, some kind of significant or important conversations, that sort of thing, that may be things that need to be said, details that need to be taken, to be looked at and not overlooked, especially when it comes to familial matters and that kind of thing. And so Pisces, I feel like with these, it's like take charge kinds of energies. And again, seeing how you are a leader in your own community, your own family, even if it is about, your work life and the people at your work life being like family. Because that happens, right? The people that we work with, it can be like family. And so it's like people really do look to you for your leadership skills, for your confidence in everything. And so that's where I feel like it's just about honoring and recognizing your abilities that way, in that regard. So I want you to see that in case you're not feeling so empowered, especially. All right, let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon here. There we go. Six of Wands. So rising above, victory and success that are associated with the Six of Wands. So fly high, spread your wings. You will overcome, okay? Any struggles, any conflicts, any tension or obstacles, this is a sure sign that not only will you overcome, but you are already doing it. And again, it's another sign, like I said earlier, that people see you as a leader. While there might be, you could feel it. I'm sure you probably do feel it. A little bit of that jealousy or potential evil eye vibe, like that thin line between love and hate, right? Sorry for those. There's like a strong word there. But yeah, Pisces. Just because you can sense the vibes of those around you, that maybe there may be a little bit of envy or jealousy, that should not and will not stop you from succeeding, from getting what you want, from attaining that victory in the end, okay? People learn from your example, so be that example, all right? That's what you're there for. That's why you are in the position that you're in, okay? And fly high, spread your wings, because there are people that are cheering you on, and even those people who are envious and they want to be where you are, they actually really like you. They actually really love you. They just kind of, it's about their own stuff, right? Their own insecurities, their own self-doubt. So you're definitely in this position not to let any of that get to you. All right, you got love for everybody, and that's why people respect you and they like you so much as well, because you get that and they see that from you. So what sort of vacation, what sort of downtime is your soul craving, Pisces? Yeah, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. Like, we got the Father of Swords and the Son of Swords. So it's like you want to cut loose. You don't want to be in that seat, that hot seat of responsibility. You want to like just fly away and into your own direction. And I get that. And you have that. There's independence here that I'm getting. Okay. Get a handle on things, get a handle on your words. And so you don't want to be keeping something inside anymore. You want to let it loose. You want to let it out. So it's like, if there's thoughts, if there are ideas that you've been sitting on, this is that time to write it down. Maybe it's not so much about full force execution, especially if it's something that's brand new, seeing as how we are in a major retrograde cycle, like a lot of planets in retrograde right now. But definitely write it down for yourself, or at least give yourself that space to start kind of working with the energy, with the ideas of it. Because that Son of Swords does not hold back. You don't want to be so self-disciplined anymore. You want to let loose, okay? And I get that. But again, you want to be mindful of it so that you're not kind of like getting ahead of yourself here. And I always like to refer in this card of the Son of Swords, get a handle on things so you don't like hurt yourself in the end, or like wish that you could take something back, or that you're not making any errors. It's not for the sake of perfection, but it's just about, again, okay, especially when it comes to communication with others, like nobody needs to be perfect here, Pisces. And you know what, I'm like, I was about to say, forget it. Maybe there are some things where it's like you can just kind of bust loose and say how you feel, say what you want to say, and not worry about it, even if it's like, oops, I could have put that, maybe I could have said that in a better way, maybe I could have done that in a better way, or gone about doing that in a better way. But don't worry, I feel like you just need to hear this. It's like, no matter what, all is forgiven, all will be forgiven. And so again, if you've been thinking about something, to like saying something and mulling over it, but just not saying it, you know what, it might be very relieving for you to have that conversation or just say what needs to be said. Okay, so I hope this resonates. Of course, please, again, don't hesitate to check out your rising and moon signs especially, but as you know, I always like to pop in the Venus and North Node, your Venus and North Nodes, check those out as well. But otherwise, please do visit us, girlandhermoon.com, and schedule your live or pre-recorded session. We are here for you, Pisces. But have a beautiful, blessed, and bright Gemini full moon. Till next time, take care. Thanks for being here.